Quotation marks. Quotation marks are used to show a speaker's exact words. Direct quotation. Use quotation marks at the beginning and end of a direct quotation. Use a comma to set off the explanatory words. The explanatory words are called the attribution. Santana said, "The car wash started at noon." Santana said is the attribution. The direct quotation is, "The car wash started at noon." See, the comma goes after said before the quotation mark, and there's a space between the comma and the quotation mark here. There's no space between the period and the quotation mark here. "The car wash started at noon," Santana said. In this sentence, we have the comma here on the inside of the quotation mark, and then the attribution. Divided quotation. If the quotation is divided into two parts by the explanatory words or the attribution, both parts have quotation marks. Do not capitalize the first word in the second part if it is part of one sentence that is continued, but do capitalize it if it is a new sentence. "If you are hungry," said Marla, "we can eat at the mall." If you are hungry, we can eat at the mall is all one sentence. It's separated by this attribution. So we put a comma before these quotation marks and then a comma after the attribution. But we do not capitalize the second part. It's still connected to the first. The sentence ends here. "I'm glad I'm going," said Tina. "We will have fun." The first sentence ends after Tina. Tina said are the explanatory words or the attribution. We put a comma at the end of her direct quote and then a period here at the end of that sentence. Then we start the next part of the quote with a capital because it's a new sentence. Questions and exclamations. If the quotation itself is a question or an exclamation, put the question mark or exclamation mark inside the quotation marks. "Do we have any cereal left?" inquired the little girl. What she is saying is actually a question, so the question mark goes inside the quotation mark. She said, "Would you speak up? Why do you have to mumble?" What she's saying is an exclamation, so we have exclamation marks inside the quotation marks. If the sentence is a question or exclamation, but the quotation itself is not, put the question mark or exclamation mark outside the quotation marks. Did he say, "It's raining outside"? Okay, the person is asking if he said it's raining outside, but "it's raining outside" is not a question. So we put the question mark outside of the quotation mark. I can't believe he said, "I was the best one." The person who's talking is the one who's excited, so the exclamation point goes outside the quotation. The actual quotation was not an exclamation. Dialogue. A dialogue is a conversation between two or more speakers. When writing dialogue, each speaker gets a new paragraph and new quotation marks. "My fault," said Dorothy. "All my fault. Are you hurt?" "Don't think so, no. When did?" He began to laugh. "What's funny?" "There are things in the country that smell quite as foul as things in the town. Only vegetable foul, not smoky. I've never smelt anything in the least like this. It's wild garlic. It isn't very nice." You see how each time a new speaker speaks, it indents again, and there are new quotation marks. There's a jump here between that paragraph and this one because the previous speaker said a little bit more. So you continue his paragraph, and then when the new speaker starts, indent again. An indirect quotation. An indirect quotation is when the speaker's words are restated in somewhat different words. Quotation marks are not needed. Direct quote. He said, "Put your dishes in the sink." Indirect quote. He said for us to put our dishes in the sink. Do you see the difference? In the direct quote, we have the exact words that he said. Put your dishes in the sink. In the second sentence, we just have what he told us to do. He said for us to put our dishes in the sink. It isn't exactly what he said.